Hello, to people who are listening to this podcast. I'd like to make an apology first and foremost for Gabriel's sound. You think I did this? Somebody who did this probably over 20 times would get the mic and sound right, but he sounded distant and he wasn't. He was right on the mic. I don't know. Uh, Sound engineering. Anyway, and I'd also like to apologize for the hand rubbing like a villain in a movie. There's quite a bit of it because I guess I just got excited about the topic, and I was rubbing my hand like a villain contemplating a evil, twisted plan to conquer the world. Anyway, and hopefully the music isn't too loud this time. I had a complaint about that. Anyway, thanks for listening and enjoy. Moods not mood. Let me do this again. Mood not moods. Lee Bishop.
Gabriel Hill, the angel.
Yo, we are going to talk about this big mouth situation with the beautiful and talented Jenny Slate. She says she's stepping down from playing Missy because it's a black character. Which to me doesn't make sense because the character is a mixed character, and Jenny Slate and Missy both have Jewish moms. So what's the problem? This is toxic, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's toxic because this is voice acting. This is satire. This is comedy. How far we're gonna go with this? I know the climate is changed now with the racism and the injustice of the police department towards black people. I know everything that, black people were kind of running shit right now. People are finally opening their eyes to what we were, so-called whining about with the cops and shit. When in reality is cops versus everybody. So now you know that they will also abuse you too. And this is probably all started with Hank Azaria stepping down for playing Apu from The Simpsons. He's Italian, I think, or white. You guys say he's white. Playing an Indian or Southeast Asian character. And he stepped down on his own accord. I think this was like maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I thought Apu was killed off from that show. I don't know. Who knows? I still watch it. I love The Simpsons. So anyway, so how far are we going to take this? You know what I'm saying? Brokeback Mountain. Should that have been two gay actors? Is that going to be a problem? Milk. Sean Penn should have never played that role, But I loved Milk, and I think he did a good job. This is acting, people. This is acting, people. Like, how far are we going to take this? I understand there's white guilt there. I saw the stupid ad with the actors saying, abolish racism with, I think, Jake Paul and Kristen Bell. Mm-hmm. And, that was very cringeworthy. We all know that. I don't know if any of them have black friends, but if they did, I'm sure they would have said, don't do that. But they did it. And, we don't. My thing is, as black people, we need allies, but we appreciate and we appreciate the sentiment, but we don't need you to go any farther than just being open-minded. You know what I'm saying? Jenny Slate should still play Missy. If we're gonna go that route, then Cree Summers, who is a black woman from Different World, remember her? She plays all kinds of shit, and they're not black. And she just has that voice that she can play anything. And why does that matter? There's a black woman, I forgot her name, I think it's Kimberly something. She plays a whole bunch of characters in anime. And anime don't have that many black characters. She just played the Princess on Voltron. Should she be fired? Phil Lamar from Mad TV plays a lot of characters that are not black. Like, should he not, play those characters? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have people in there, and the only good thing about this is maybe they're going to hire a black person to play a black character. That's fine, that's dandy, that's great, I love it. But you already started this. Jenny Slate's a comedian. It's a comedy show, Big Mouth. It's an animated comedy show at that. It's not like Jenny Slate's putting on blackface. You know what I'm saying? And she's not changing her voice. The character doesn't have ebonics. You know, she's not from the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. We don't need favors from white guild America. We just need you to change your ways and just be more open now that you are aware, because George Floyd did change the world. And that's fine. We don't need you to fire anybody or stop doing this or that. Cut it out, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Hire more black people, hire more Asians, hire more Latinas, Latin X or Latin people, however they want to be called, Southeast. Everybody deserves an opportunity. There's more stories out there. There's great stories out there, not just your white America. And that's all we want. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I also want to say this. Girls and Friends, yeah, they don't have a lot of black characters. But you know what? There's a lot of white people who don't have a lot of black friends. This is their story. Who gives a fuck? Friends had like probably 3 black people on there. That's fine. You know how many black people watch that show? I think there's a lot of black people that I know who watch Friends. And they didn't complain about the show not having black people on there. They just loved it because it was fucking funny. Girls, it's a feminine, you know, a pro-feminine show. You know, I think there's one black dude in the show, and that's because what's her face, the showrunner of the show was pressured or something, you know, on Twitter to have more color in there, and I don't like being a cherry case, guys. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't like us being a cherry case. Recognize talent. You know, the dude from Reddit who gave Serena Williams a baby.
Alex.
Yeah, wants to step down and give it to a colored person, a black person, whatever, a person of color, whatever. Mm-hmm. I hope that person has the credentials to run it. Mm-hmm. I hope you're not picking up the first black person you see on the TV on the street and say, "Hey, you're black. Come here, run edit."
I think this will bring some clarity to what you're saying. I was actually reading this the other day, and it comes from Bill Maher. I don't know how you feel about Bill Maher. I'm a big fan.
Bill Maher, I love Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. Okay, so he said this: Black people have to demand that white people stop culturally appropriating how mad they are about racism. It's great that Caucasians have finally joined the fight for racial justice, but hating racism the most is what he said. It's kind of like, wait, you guys hate it the most? So I get what you're saying, and this is what he was saying. And he went on to talk about the Oakland mayor, who there was an incident in Oakland where this black guy, he was at this house and he put the mayor perceived them as nooses, but they weren't nooses. He used them to climb the tree. Yeah. And it was his tree. Yeah. And none of the black people on the block and no black people even thought that they were nooses, but it was the mayor who wanted an investigation into it. Yeah. So it kind of goes into what you're saying. Like, it's okay to be our ally, but don't try to take over everything. Yeah. Like, don't try to make it seem like something is something when it is not.
Yeah. Yeah. All we're saying is we're not your charity case. We just need the allies. We need you to have your eyes open, just be more open. And you know what? It's okay to be prejudiced, you know? I mean, it's just a natural fucking thing. Everybody has their stereotypes. Some it's called stereotypes because, you know, some of it's true. You know what I'm saying? Some of us do act like this, some of us don't. You know, it's another thing to say that we all do this. That's where the problem is. You know, obviously we're all not ghetto. You know, we all are not on the corner selling drugs, drinking 40s and selling drugs and listening to trap music. I fucking hate trap music. Let's have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Keep everybody there in their roles. The guy who voices Cleveland, my Family Guy, leave him there. No, but
is nobody's campaigning for these people to leave their position. It's just them saying, you know, they're offering it up because they feel some type of guilt, and that's not what I know. That's not what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're feel saying, white guilt,
and you're saying don't just because you feel that guilt.
Yeah.
That, you know, you can keep your role, just be an ally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And peep this, like, the Missy is a mixed character. You have Maya Rudolph there, she's black and white. You're gonna hire her to play Maya Rudolph. Does the next person who's gonna play Missy, does she have to be black and white? Does she have to be mixed? Can she be Blasian? You know what I'm saying? I know a couple of Blasian women who would love to play that. You know what I'm saying? Does she have to be a woman?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what people have between them.
Bob's Burger, I think the wife, I think she's played by a man. Do we need to get a woman to play that role? Come on, people. I don't, fuck your white kid. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're aware of what's going on, that's all we need. Change the game from here on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all we need. I think this is getting out of hand. And you know what? A lot of, I think people did complain about Cleveland and probably Missy. I know Apu.
Did they complain?
I think there's a documentary that's called The Problem with Apu, but it was more about a race and not because of Hank voicing it. We need to recognize what Hollywood is. Recognize talent and go from there. Obviously, we're doing okay. Black Panther killed. Crazy Rich Asians killed. What's that Indian film about the lottery? I forgot. Anyway, the chicken there was beautiful. Anyway, that movie killed. That movie killed. I mean, we just need more independence. Put more money into these films that are not predominantly white. And even if you have an all white film, who cares? Just tell your story. That's your story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's crying. We just want to be treated fairly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously we're on the right path. Tyler Perry has a big ass studio in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I watched one of his movies that he produced out of that studio, and there was like a mic in the frame. They got to do better. They got to do better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, stop being niggerish. They got to do better. Because I saw that. I mean, like, if you're gonna put something out of a studio that's owned by black, like, make sure that shit is tip top in condition. Your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. And I was that movie. I forgot which one it was, but you could see the movie, the mic and the overhead mic hanging down in the frame. Like, who did not catch that? And like, who let it go out to the theaters like that?
First of all, that's not a black thing. That's just that's just you catched it, because there's a lot of movies who are directed by white people.
And they do the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing. There might be a person, a sound guy, and a reflection. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Mistakes happen. You're right.
Continuity happens all the time. I saw one on Louis C.K.'s show. Like, it's not just it's not just black people.
I know this.
I mean, he doesn't have the greatest movies. I think his movies are pushed by faith. I think a lot of people who watch his movies are of the Christian faith, and anything he puts out, they're gonna watch because of that, which is fine. He has his audience. He has his what do you call it, targeted audience, and that's fine. I'm not one of them, but he does his thing. I mean, I can't hate on a black man who's doing it. He's killing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart's killing it. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's killing it. I mean, I think we're on the right path. I just need the allies, the oppressors, the white people, to get over your white guilt. Now that you know, that's good. Information is key, and give everybody a shot. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You don't have to step down. The dude who played Cleveland, you don't have to step down. I forgot his name. It's too long. Jenny Slate, I think she's great. She's played all kinds of characters. She's a great voiceover. She's funny. I saw her stand up on, I think it's on Netflix or something. She's funny. The show was funny. You know what I'm saying? It's already awkward enough that they're kids talking about sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I even dealt with that at that age. I think I was still playing with Transformers and G.I. Joes, and they were worried about pubic hair and boners and shit like that. nobody's talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need to stop listening to Twitter. I think my thing is, you can't please everybody. You know what I'm saying? You put out a song and, 5 people hate it, 10 people love it, but you're going to pay attention to the 5 people who hated it. Like, get the fuck over yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck Twitter. Fuck all these people who are trying to, do this cancel culture shit. You know what I'm saying? People grow up. You know what I'm saying? People are saying, what they say, don't throw stones in glass houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this cancel culture. We all grow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've all made mistakes when we were young. We weren't perfect victims and predators alike. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so fucking stupid, Yeah, I guess that's it.
Well, you went on a rant over there. No, I hear what you're saying.
No, because I'm a fan of Big Mouth, and I just think it's going to be weird to hear another voice play Missy just because of some color shit. It's fucking stupid. We should have never had Neil Patrick Harris play How I Met Your Mother. You know what I'm saying? Keith David shouldn't be doing voiceovers for monsters or white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting stupid. It's just fucking stupid. It's acting, man.
No, I get what you're saying. I think that let me play the devil's advocate.
Real quick. The only reason why black people get upset is because they want to see us win and they want to see us more in roles. So they would like to, and I would too. But Missy's already established. Keith David, Phil Noir, Creed Summers, the roles they play, Kimberly, whatever the last name is, their roles are already established. They get hired because of their talent and what their voice is. You know what I'm saying? The white people who play other roles and stuff, they're getting those roles because of their talent, because they can pull it off. I understand what the black people when black people complain about that, but we need to also create avenues and make our own way. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing it. We are. It's a slow, gradual pace, but we're gonna do it. So we all have to have an understanding that this is how Hollywood is or was, and it's growing, and we're gonna grow out of it. This is a wake up call. George Floyd changed the world. COVID changed the world, and we're gonna make it happen. But this white guilt shit and people dropping out of the roles that they already established, we don't need it. We don't need your charity work. We don't need your charity. We're not charity cases. We're good.
So I think what you're saying is just like, how come that role in the beginning, the role of Missy in what's the name of the show again?
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. How come it didn't go to a black person in the beginning?
In the beginning?
Yeah, and so I think that's where therein lies the problem. It's like, well, okay, you know what I'm saying? Let's find this girl who was probably excellent from it. What's her name again?
Jenny Slate.
Jenny Slate.
But she related to the character because she had a Jewish mother.
Right. I'm just saying.
It didn't matter.
No, I
in fact, her color doesn't even matter on the show.
I get what you're saying, but it's just like, how come
really.
there was no? How come there wasn't? Maybe there were. We don't know. But how come it wasn't someone selected for that part that could have played the part just as good as she was?
Sure.
And then when you go to what was the other cartoon you were talking about? With Hank.
The Simpsons? Oh, The Simpsons with Apu?
Yeah, Apu, yeah. And I watched The Simpsons too.
Yeah.
And so was there someone that could have played that part that was an Indian?
I think they could have got Russell Peters. He does a great accent, and he doesn't have an accent.
Well,
but he'll just he'll call up his parents.
No, I'm just saying, like, were the roles offered to someone of color in the beginning, or was it like, okay, let's just pick that person because we like her or we know her and she'll be good for the role? And I think this is how Hollywood overall is just like, oh, we're gonna stick with the people that we know. We're not gonna really go out.
That's what happened.
Exactly, and it's kind of like we are saying, the people of color are saying, there are more voices out there that can do a just as good of job, or even better, if we were allowed the chance.
Sure.
Like, let's let our stars shine as well.
Sure.
But in Hollywood, you got all these different roles for all these different people.
Yeah.
But a lot of the roles, the only people, the people of color that are getting, they're very small and minute. And it's kind of like, no, like, open those, any role that is out there, anybody of any color should be able to try out for that role and get the role. But we all know that that's not the issue, or that is the issue, because that's not what's happening. And so with that one role, the reason why they're probably giving up their roles is because yes, it is white guilt, but maybe there was a pressure campaign in some kind of way, or maybe it was her just saying, you know what, oh, I play a black character, let me just go ahead and do that. And I get what you're saying. She may do an excellent job in that role, but was the role offered to someone of color in the beginning?
I don't think it was, because they all know each other. They're all comedians, and Jenny Slate has a distinctive voice, just like Cree Summer does. Like nobody, I haven't heard anybody who says that Cree Summers. I can tell when she plays a role. She just has a distinct voice, and she's good at at what she does. So I don't think that. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that matters, because she's if I have a role and I think you're good at it, Gabriel, I'm gonna have you read or whatever, and then give it to you, so I don't have to waste time going through the red tape of casting, because I already know your voice. Your voice is what I know, is what I hear. Okay, sure, there's nepotism. Yeah, but
that's what they do. But then that is where the whole movement is to get color within Hollywood. Because if you know, this whole circle that they all run in doesn't have very many people of color in it. So if you always keep this door closed, and you always keep it within the family, so to speak, then there's not going to be room for any of the outsiders to come in.
Then we make our own.
You make our own.
We make our own, because Big Mouth. I mean, Big Mouth is their own entity. This is Nick Kroll's idea.
Somebody believed in them, which had sorry, what?
You said Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix. So they took it to Netflix, and Netflix bought the idea, and now it's this big, huge show now. But what about, let's say there was a show that was called Mama's Mouth or something, and it was all black people, and it was about Mama and her mouth, or whatever. I just made that up. But it's just kind of like, it's all black cast. That's not going to sell. And I feel like that's the problem that we're having. They're like, oh, well, that's not going to do good. You can go to Tyler Perry with that, or you can go to BET with that. And I think that's the problem. They're not giving us the same opportunity that they would give.
We don't know that if you don't do it.
Well, I think there's
now there's
you could just take Monique.
Now there's a change. Let's not talk about.
No, but I'm saying she in her own right, she has done. She has a long list of things.
That's a whole different.
No, I know she's got a lot of things, but I'm saying she can come to you and say, hey, but I've got this right here. Why wouldn't you give her the same money that you would give somebody else? And I get it. She's got a lot of.
She's not Dave Chappelle.
She comes with her as well.
She's not Chris Rock.
She may not be Chris Rock.
She could be a veteran. She's a veteran, 100%. But she's not gonna pull in numbers like Chris Rock or Chappelle, because they get more numbers because they touch people outside of the black community. Monique, to me, predominantly only touches the black community. So when Netflix was like, here, have this 600,000 whatever, she should have took it and flipped that. Instead, she got on a high horse and said, no, I'm not gonna do it. And that's cool too, but what she should have did was made her own shit, filmed it, produced it, whatever, and then shopped that around, and then proved Netflix wrong if she thought that Netflix was wrong, which she did. But she didn't do that. Not for like years. And I think that's, because of the husband in the ear. That's a whole different can of worms.
Right, I'm just giving you an example.
I think we have to understand the playing field, and the playing field is not in our favor, correct? Even though we have Crazy Rich Asians, even though we have Black Panther, which killed, but that was going to kill anyway because it's a Marvel product. Every Marvel movie is going to do good. You know what I'm saying? I saw a white man with a Black Panther shirt. I thought that was weird. For me, I just thought that was weird. But he's a fan. So I mean, I think we've proven that we are good actors. We can direct, and we have the talent. We have to keep putting out projects. We have to keep doing this. We can get funded. It's not impossible. We can't keep coming up with excuses of the white man, blah blah blah, oppressors and blah blah. That's out the door. Think of all the directors that came before you: Matty Rich, Spike Lee, who's still doing it, killing it with Five Bloods. That was a good ass movie. And Netflix picked that up. Who else is out there? You know,
Ava DuVernay.
she is murdering it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lena Waithe. Fucking. Who's doing Insecure? What's her name? Issa Rae. You know what I'm saying? We are winning, people. We just need more voices out there, and I know you're out there, and we can make it happen. Let's not like choose battles. That's what we do. You know, you choose your battle, and Big Mouth is not a battle. You know what I'm saying? The Simpsons is not a battle. We can make our own shit. Baby Kids was all black.
It was.
And that was great. You know, rest in peace to Robin Harris. Shout out to Faison Love. He did a great job. You know what I'm saying? We can make this happen. You know, I think that's we just make excuses, man. And there's no excuses. We have the funds now.
I think there are some people who make excuses, but I think that we have better opportunities now. But I still think that the door is not all the way open. It's cracked.
It's cracked.
It's cracked.
It's ajar.
You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people are taking advantage of the opportunities there. I still think that there's still some powers that be that still are not completely on board.
That's fine.
That with bringing the masses a lot of the color. What do I say? People of color.
Yeah.
To the forefront. I mean, like there's a show that's on I think it's either Showtime or HBO, and it's called Gentrified.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you seen it?
No,
yeah. I mean, like I think it's a pretty good show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how well it's doing. I don't know how many people heard about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty good show. So I think that there are opportunities out there.
Yeah.
It's just that I still think they're marginalized. And I still think that.
Yeah, you're right.
That you know, and I think that's what people are still fighting for. They want the same opportunities.
Yeah.
And I hear what you're saying. I don't want to take away I don't want to take any food out of somebody else's mouth either.
Yeah.
I don't want to take anybody's paycheck away from them.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that either.
Well, she did this on her own.
Well, no, she. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
She stepped down.
When I researched,
There was no pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
I mean, from anybody else. Really.
I didn't see it,
so.
but yeah. So I just say, I mean, I think that it's good that people are very aware and are woke on what's going on. My hope is that what becomes of it is that everybody that wants the opportunity, or because everybody that has an opportunity or everybody that has an ideal may not be something that can sell. But the same opportunity that is afforded to someone of one color is afforded to the other person of color. And that's the thing that I think that everybody is fighting for. Like, give us the same opportunity that everyone else has.
Yep.
And if that can be proven, I don't know how that can even be proven. And I think that's why, I mean, when you look on TV, majority of the shows, unless you have Insecure, you have Gentrified, you have Tyler Perry with his shows over here. You know, you do, and you have Oprah. I think she has a couple of shows too. So I mean, like you have the shows, but the vast majority of channels.
We'll get there. It takes time. You know, it's white, predominantly white. So, here's my thing with Big Mouth. Here's what they should do. Should keep Jenny on there, because nobody sounds like Jenny Slate. I mean, she's the original voice. Like I said before, like Cree Summers, she has she's a talent. You get black writers in the fucking writing room. You get more color in the writing room. You can keep Jenny. Jenny stays because her voice is magnificent. She's a great actor. But if you're gonna have a black character, get somebody from mixed race, even a writer, talented, who can write in that perspective. If you want to go that deep, you know what I'm saying? To me, that show was never about race. It was more about these kids talking about sex, because that's what Nick Kroll wanted to convey. You know, we're gonna get there. Black people, I mean, we complain a lot. Twitter, that's what Twitter's for. Is for complaints.
Sometimes people just take it to the extreme.
Yeah, they take it way too far. You know,
stop listening to folks on Twitter.
Yeah.
Stop listening to folks on Facebook and Instagram. Turn that shit off.
It's one show, people. If you want a black show, we got Black Jesus. You guys don't like Black Jesus? I mean, it's full of black people. You know, you choose your battles, man. And fuck listening to Twitter. Fuck the cancel culture. Jenny, please come back. You know, if it was a problem, Maya Rudolph would have said something. She's on the show.
I like Maya Rudolph.
I like Maya Rudolph too. She's fantastic.
I thought it was seen the show a couple of times, but
it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
If it was a problem, I feel like Maya would have said something. But I don't think she's ever said anything.
Again, it's kind of like what I read about Bill Maher, like, you know, white people taking it up on themselves and this white guilt, and you know, wanting to do something about it, and then they perish at their own apparel. You know, like you're perishing for no reason. Like you could say, you know, I stand with you, you know, I will march with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I have another show, if I do something, like I want to bring on, you know, someone of color. That's how you do it. I agree with you. You know, she didn't have to step down or step aside, but
recognize and then say something and then
I mean,
get some black writers in there.
I think that, you know, I think that there's just a lot of people are just woke now, and they want to do what's right. But they don't know how. They don't know what the right parameters are. They don't know what the right direction is. And I guess this even like they read it. I was watching Joy Reid. She's an MSNBC contributor. Or she has a show called AM with Joy Reid, and they had a town hall, and this white guy wrote in saying, "I'm a white guy. I wanna help with the Black Lives Matter movement, but I'm afraid that if I say something or if I do something, I'm trying to do the right thing, but I don't know if what I say or what I do may be the wrong thing, and I end up losing my whole livelihood." And there are a lot of people out there like that. Like they feel like if they do the wrong thing, because they think that they're doing the right thing. Like there was one guy who tweeted "All Lives Matter." He didn't realize that what the All Lives Matters meant, and he ended up losing his job. And then he was telling people like, I thought I did the right thing, and he was just and they was telling him he was ignorant. He wasn't racist. He was just ignorant. And I think that that's where it is. I think now it's come to the point to where people want to do the right thing, but they're scared of what to do, because if they go too far, I think that people can see like they may be full of shit. Or if they just barely scratch the surface, people can see that, you know, you don't really mean it. And it's just like, what do you do? Like, what's the right
it's like balance? that football player, D Breeze or whatever the fuck, and he was saying, talking about kneeling and shit. He didn't have no idea what the fuck he was talking about, and his teammates was telling him to shut the fuck up. At least one of them was, and then he went back on, you know, whatever Instagram and talking about he apologized. He didn't know. White people, we get it. You don't know, okay? What we also need you to do is, like, you don't need to go on social media to let it be known that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? What you need, you know what I'm saying? To get that attention, you know what I'm saying? Do research. Keep abreast on what's going on with BLM and the streets and whatever. Understand that, you might have been racist, but you want to change. Understand that Kaepernick did a good thing and not a bad thing, and hope that he gets, a job at NFL. And shut the fuck up. Shut up. Don't do the actor thing. Don't say racism is wrong, because that's obvious. Just be open and know that we're all not niggas.
And actions are louder than words. You ain't gotta say nothing. Go down there and march in one of the BLM movements.
Or not. If you don't want to march because your feet hurt, donate some money. There's how many? Not just the black shit, Asian shit. Latin shit. Southeastern. Look, you guys are the oppressors. You are the dominant ones, right? Use your white privilege in a positive manner, and but don't treat us as charity cases. Just know that your ancestors are dumb fucks, and we're all paying for it. And understand that you might have been a racist, but you are open to change, and just change. And do research. Yeah. Read Frederick Douglass's autobiography. He
Frederick Douglass?
What did I say?
You said Frederick Douglass, but go ahead, I need to hear this.
He married a white woman. His second wife was white. You know what I'm saying? Read his autobiography. Read Abraham Lincoln. Read Behold the Pale White Horse. Read, motherfucker. Just fucking read. Do research. You know what I'm saying?
James
I know your life is great.
Don't you eat boys?
Oh my God! Read fucking my man James Baldwin. Listen to every speech he has talked.
Mm-hmm. James Baldwin.
He has spoke. That's my man right there. I love that dude. Just know that your white privileged universe is not the only thing that exists. You know what I'm saying? And realize your wrongs. If you're in a position to give somebody of color opportunity and they have a reason to earn that spot, why not give it to them instead of you thinking you want to keep this kind of creamy? Throw some Oreo cookies in there. You know what I'm saying? In the cream. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of subliminally you people are racist. I mean, look at Amy Cooper. Look at all the Karens we have in the fucking universe. Your white privilege makes you feel like I don't have to wear a mask, or I can tell you to stop filming me, or I can rip your BLM poster off of a fence in the park that I don't own. Like your privilege is there. If this is not you, then do research and prove to us that that's not you. That's all.
You want to prove?
But you don't have to campaign. Don't campaign for it.
No, I'm just saying. When I said that, I was saying if people if you don't know what to do and you don't know what to say, I agree with Lee. My thing is most of them do have legs, they do have arms, and they can go down to the BLM and do a march. I don't see a problem with them doing that. If you feel like you need to post something, post your stuff down there doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is like you said, donate. There's all types of campaigns that you can donate to.
They need the money, so they can continue.
Because that's one thing I can see. But what you were saying is very important too about people always wanting to get out on the social media platforms and say that they're on the right side of history, and they end up fucking up. And that's the problem. They're getting out there and they're saying one thing, and it's kind of but what you're saying doesn't match with anything you ever did before. And so that's what I'm saying. Saying to me I don't really care what you say. I want to see what you've done. Yeah. I know you got to physically get dressed, get a poster, go down there. That tells me that you had to do something. And so you see a lot of celebrities have been down there on the front line.
Yeah.
And I know the one that I went to, Ariana Grande. I think she was there when I was there.
Yeah, but she did it. She had a sign and she was silent. That's all we need. I don't need you to talk.
Yeah, so you didn't even, I didn't know she was even there.
I need you to have a camera on you. That's not her fault. That's a fan's fault. But
I didn't know
she didn't have any of that.
Yeah, because I didn't know I had no idea. And it was one of my friends that I was with. It's oh, that's Ariana Grande. And I couldn't tell, but I wasn't paying no attention to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Yeah.
I understand that we run the world. Maybe not predominantly, but we are most influential. I mean, we got your kids saying nigga and you're not black. You dressing like us, you're sounding like us, you're stealing our swag. I get it. You love us, but you hate us. But you also realize that we have mental health issues. We have slavery issues, redlining, Jim Crow, fucking Middle Passage. We're spread out everywhere. We were sold by our own people. We're kind of our ancestors are kind of like the criminals of America, if you want to go deep into it. You know what I'm saying? But we're also multifaceted. We do everything. We're hackers. We're nerds. We play sports. We're MCs. We're rappers. We're entertainers. We're dancers. We do everything. We're singers. We're cooks. We're tattoo artists. We're comic book artists. We're voiceover actors. We're actors and actresses. We're gay. We're straight. We're they, we're them,
Trans.
we're trans, we're everything that you are. All we're asking is a fair share. Get over your white guilt. Just be woke and aware. And, let's crack this Hollywood open. Kill all the old white people who are running this shit. Not kill them, literally, but their ideals. Kill their ideals. Let's run this shit equally. Let's have fun. Let's be creative. And let's prosper, man. Let's continue. Let's continue this path. George Floyd changed the world. COVID changed the world. It all intertwined at the same fucking time, and this is the result. And now that you guys understand, make positive changes in your life and affect other people's lives as well if you can. That's all we're asking. We're not a charity case. It's black people, it's Latin, it's Asian. We're all in this together. It's one fight. It's one love. One love. One heart. Let's get together and be alright. Okay? Lee Bishop.
Gabriel the Angel.
Peace and thank you.